everybody.
Hi.
Hope you're tuned in. We gave you an extra 2 minutes so you could get the technology together like we did. So we hope you're all tuned in to the studio of the Ageless Glamour Girls Galentine's Day special. So glad to have you with us. Welcome to what we believe is a true celebration of friendship, of love, of aging, of glamour. Right, ladies? I'm your host, WNBC TV news anchor, journalist, and uber ageless glamour girl, Pat Battle. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hi. Hello. We want to welcome all our friends, our old friends, our new friends. I know many of mine are tuning in. I know all of you authors have friends who are tuning in from all over the country. And we just want to shower you all with love because you enrich our lives so much. Each and every one of us are so thankful to have friends like you who take, forego dinner on a 7 o'clock on a Wednesday night to join us for this unbelievable chat. Now, before we start, I have a question I want all of you to mull over. You ready? And don't Google it. Don't Google the answer. But what do you think is the average length of a female friendship? Girl on girl, girls, your best friends. Think about that for a minute. And we're going to give you the answer in just a few minutes. Promise me you won't Google. And
girl, we're not young. We're not going to Google those answers.
We don't know how to get out of the chat and get back in the Google because we're technologically challenged.
What's the answer to my math question? Oh, sorry.
I admit it. No, I'm throwing my hands up in the air because I really do care, but I couldn't get it right. But anyway, we are here. We're glad you're here with us tonight. So thankful. So in the meantime, we want you to grab your glass. I hope you have a glass of water, Diet Coke, Chardonnay, a little something, because we're going to be toasting throughout this evening. And, if you're not familiar with the word, the Galentine thing, don't worry about it. We got you. Just think girlfriends. Just think the people who lift you up, hold your hand, walk you through it every single day of your life, and know that that's what a Galentine is. We gals stick together and we toast to that. First toast, because we need it.
Oh, first toast. Oh,
okay, because I know you're so eager to meet the incredible authors of this new Amazon best-selling book. Hello. Congratulations to Marquita Curtis Haynes, who brought us all together for this occasion. And we have most of the authors are here with us tonight. So Ageless Glamour Girls, Reflections on Aging, has only been on the market for a few months on Amazon, and it is already a bestseller. We're so proud of Marquita and all of the women who contributed to it. There are 13 very fierce, inspirational women coming to us live from across the country on this feed. I want to introduce you to them. There's Asiriaka Yolando Sabio. Hello, she's in Santa Barbara, California. Hi. And we have Lynn Van House. She's joining us from St. Louis, Missouri. Not Missouri, Missouri. And Dion Jones, she's out in Cleveland, Ohio. Hi, Miss Dion. Melinda Renzenvillo, she's in the southwest part of Florida. And we've got also Cheryl Collier. She's joining us from Hotlanta, as in Atlanta. Marion Featherson's in St. Charles, Missouri. Heather, rave to us, Karen Hurlins from Simsbury, Connecticut. And Lisa Vedian, as in median. That's the name. She's in St. Charles, Missouri. We got a lot of Missouri folks out here. The West is represented. Maria Gonzalez is in South Jersey. Where are you, Maria? Oh, she's in the waiting room. She's going to come in a minute.
Yes, she's going to come in. Yeah.
Patricia Desamores from Atlanta, and not present, unfortunately.
Right,
with
she's in the waiting room. She's coming on.
Right. Mm-hmm. Leah and Sandy Badash. So here's to all the Ageless Glamour Girls, not just the ones on your screen, but the ones who are watching us. We're so thankful to have y'all with us tonight. Really, we are, because without your friends, I see you toasting there, Lynn. Okay.
This is like at a wedding reception.
Glass half full. I'm going with the half full version. All right. So we want to go back to that question, right? About how long the average female friendship is. Does anyone take a guess? Any of our ladies on? Take a good guess. How about 16 years? Wow. 16. I know that's longer than the average romantic relationship, right? And longer than many marriages, I might add. But it's just such a bond that you form with your friends, your gals. And it's really unbreakable with that certain group. I know my friend of 50 plus years is listening tonight, Anna Brown. She's up in here in New Jersey, in Passaic County. We have been friends since we were, if I say how long, then y'all will know how old, right? But I'm an Ageless Glamour Girl, so I'll tell you it's been more than 50 years because we've been friends since we were like 13 or 14. How many of y'all have a friend that you've had for more than 20 years? Here. Everybody? Lynn? Yep. All of us, right? 30? Yeah. And we probably all have that one that dates back to when we were in We didn't have parents when we were born, did they? We were wearing them cloth diapers.
Woo!
But either
Bless
way,
our mothers and our grandmothers. Bless their souls. Bless them. Oh my gosh.
thank you, right? Hanging them
Mhm,
diapers on the line.
mhm.
So, Marquita, why don't you tell us a little bit about how Galentine's Day got started?
Oh, Galentine's Day got started. Oh, let's look at this script right here.
Oh no, I was trying to just lead you in like we weren't reading anything.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Because you
Okay,
know.
why don't you share that answer? Parks and Recreation. Go ahead, Pat. Go ahead.
All right. Well, it got started just a few years ago on the very popular NBC comedy Parks and Recreation, right? It was season 2, episode 16 to be exact. And Leslie Knope, that's the show's lead actor. She's played by Amy Poehler, the wonderful,
Love her.
amazing,
Love her.
talented Amy Poehler, right?
Mhm.
And she just celebrated the holiday with a group of her girlfriends at a local diner. So here we are with our Ageless Glamour Girls and a local glass celebrating the same thing, and all of our viewers. I mean, and it just has kind of evolved over the years, right? Different iterations. Either girls get together, they go out, girls do this, what we're doing tonight with our friends, and all of us wearing our Ageless Glamour Girl t-shirts and our red lipstick in support of that's right, in support of our dear friend Marquita Curtis Haynes, who has really spent her entire life bringing women together. And this book is really a reflection of her commitment to making us all understand the concept of sharing, supporting, loving one another, and lifting each other up. And I really want to celebrate that news, because here's some breaking news. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Amazon bestseller. When did it hit the bestsellers list? Oops, she's sipping. Yay!
A couple of days after we went live. A couple of days after it came out, and we just want to thank everybody, man, woman, chicken, dog, cat, all that. We want to thank everybody seriously for buying our book, and it's still coming. People are still buying it. And that's just a testament to who we are and who our book is and the message we're trying to get out. So I love it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
To expound upon that message, and you're so quite welcome. Oh, thank you. Who says you're happy for us? To expound upon that message, we want to invite one of our contributors, the contributors to the book, to read a little something from her excerpt. Here's Karen Herlins coming to us from Connecticut. Connect with us, darling.
Yes, Karen.
I'm unmuted. Hi. Hi, how are you all? It's such a pleasure to be here. It's such an honor to be part of this wonderful group of women who have all been invited to be a part of this incredible book that we are all a part of. And I guess I'm going to read a little bit of a section of my book, of my chapter, I'm sorry. So this is really about going back to my best friend, who I had known my whole entire life. So this is just to bring you into where I am. 2020 was when the world stood still, when people went into their homes, didn't come out for a while, long time. And when it was over, people went back to living, but the casualties of the pandemic left an unimaginable toll. And one of the tolls for me was that I no longer felt connected. I no longer knew where to connect myself with other friends. I'd lost those bonds. And in fact, I was never really good at seeking out other women. I'm not sure why or what kept me from having lots of friends. But at this stage of my life, I needed to change that ASAP. I needed some girl time, and I needed it now.
Especially as we get older. Yeah. So a friend of mine who I had known my whole life, spent eons with, reached out to me and was in a nearby town and said, let's have lunch once a month. Let's just at least get started. And when I confided to her that I didn't have any close friends, she said, well, we need to fix that. So she invited me to join a local social group called Encore. And at the first meeting, I was completely lost. There were over 100 women. I had no idea where to begin or why I was even there. But I made myself show up to every meeting, and slowly I began to sign up for several specialty groups. I told myself, join in, have fun, be present. And eventually I became a chairperson and served on the board of directors. And I just want to say one last thing, that is that my friends allow me to have the pleasure to unleash the absolute best favorite parts of me, the me I hadn't seen in a while. And we laugh. We laugh a lot. And I didn't even know I was funny.
They stimulated part of me.
Funny.
I knew it was in there, but somehow I didn't know how to access until I walked in the room and I showed up. Connections are sustenance. Thank you. Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4. Karen. Give us the name of it again, Karen. What's the name of your chapter again?
Chapter 4.
What's the name of it? The name of it?
Connections are sustenance.
Antidote to aging is belonging.
Bam. Connections, engagement. Yes, indeed.
Yes,
all right.
That's
Thank you, Karen.
Yes. That's the key. Yeah. So I thank you very much, Marquita, for allowing me to be a part of this. It's been an honor, really.
Oh, it's been an honor having you here. She popped up on Instagram. We hadn't seen each other. We used to work together. And years ago, we hadn't seen each other in like 23 years or something. And you're
27. 27.
27,
wow.
something like that. And
yes,
she popped up on Instagram. And then I'm like,
I have
God, there's
seen you in 27 years.
Yeah, we worked together as well. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Karen. Wow.
Well, I think 24 West 57th Street. That was home.
No,
that was it. CBS News. Yeah. So many of everyone in here is a journalist, in some way, shape, or form, right?
Yeah, we're all journaling. Right. You're right.
And if one of you, if any of our other Galentines out there want to join or learn more about this is a movement. This is not just a book. It is a movement. And Marquita, we thank you so much for shepherding us through this. So if you want to take a look, read the book, please take a look at it, add a review on Amazon, because it didn't become a bestseller for nothing. More than one person had to read it and love it for it to become an Amazon bestseller, and we really appreciate it. So
appreciate it.
I want to talk a little bit now about how the Ageless Glamour Girl movement got started, and that was with, if you notice, most of us are wearing this bright red lipstick. Everybody's wearing lipstick, right? That's Marquita Curtis Haynes. She's up there on the on the top left-hand corner of your screen. She is our dear friend and queen of the Ageless Glamour Girls, and she is just a delightful human being. She's down in Florida, by the way. I told everybody where everybody else is down in Florida, and we want to hear a few lines from your part of the book. Of course, you wrote your foreword. Let's hear what you had to say about how this movement got started and why it's important for all of us, not just for you to get it started, but for all of us to become a part of it.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to make this quick and just read a couple of chapters. Let's see. Where are my reading glasses when I need them? Here they are, right here. Everyone has them. I'm not going to
always share, right? Do y'all share your reading glasses? Oh, 1.7 pi. Try these.
Here it is. Okay. Bam. The Ageless Chat Fest journey. I've always been on a path to bringing women together for a chat fest to keep us in the know. The vision for Ageless Glamour Girls, planted long ago, is partly fueled by my upbringing, my television news career, sharing information, and a need to connect with and celebrate women of a certain age. Long before Ageless Glamour Girls came on the scene, I created the domain betweenusgirls.com. That was in the late 80s. I somehow lost it. Years later, it became a porno site, right? And the last time I checked a couple of weeks ago, it's available in case somebody wants it, and then gift it to me. Thank you very much. Because it's like $4,000 now. So yeah, betweenusgirls.com. What? So I was, yeah. I can't swing it. So if anybody wants to gift us that domain, we would love that. Okay, now let's finish. And then this I have a subtitle, A Firstborn Daughter's Dilemma. It began as a term of endearment, glamour girl. I don't recall my exact age when my late mother first greeted me this way. I believe I was between 6 and 10 years old. And after a while, it stuck. I am Millard and Archie Curtis's firstborn daughter and middle child after my brother. Being the firstborn brought lots of added pressure then and even into adulthood. My mother, who once graced a magazine cover, was determined to steer me toward becoming a lovely, upstanding lady, pretty much created in her own image. And that was the thing, right? For many mothers back then, that generation. Years later, my sister told me that mom was living her life vicariously through mine. It was a huge aha moment for me. Everything became so much clearer. And that's it. That's all I'm going to read. It's some good stuff in here, really. Some personal stuff.
Very personal.
You have to buy the book. You have to buy the book. Amazon, or Barnes & Noble, whatever. Amazon. Let's go with it. Okay. Thank you for that, Pat. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for that, Marquita, because without you, we wouldn't be all here celebrating each other, and really the importance of friendships. Besides my friend Anna, my two sisters are on board, who of course I've known. They're probably the only people I've had friendships with longer than Anna, and my sisters Debbie and Karen, and they're both tuned in tonight too. And it's like, when you have a friend that long in your life who's been with you, and we all know, right? You have those little periods. It might, like a year or two might go by. We go off to college. We don't talk for 2 years. Anna and I ran into each other taking my daughter and her nephew to the same summer camp. Had no idea. Hadn't seen each other in probably since her mom passed away. When she was 18. And I saw it was probably 23 or 24 probably 23, 24. And we ran into each other. And you know how you walk past somebody and you go, and it was like, oh my God. And we were reborn. Right. And we had been friends since we were 13, 14 years old. And all of us, my sisters and Anna and her sister Juanita as well. And I went to her mom's funeral. Her mom died of breast cancer. And then 30 plus years later, Anna was with me when I went through my breast cancer, right? Your breast cancer journey. Your good friends are there through everything. You share recipes, you get a bowl of sugar, you get a glass of wine, right? A good divorce lawyer. All your doctor recommendations come from your good friends, right? When I came to New York, I was in Philly. When I came to New York, I didn't know anybody. My hairdresser, my doctor, my dentist, everybody was a recommendation from my dear friend Anna Brown. And most of those doctors and stuff are still with me today. That's what friends are for. And every step of the way. And I know you all can echo that. I'm sure Lynn, Siriaka, Dion, all of us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because Pat and I grew up together. We didn't grow up together in television, but yeah, we also met. It was Pat and Karen and I at the station at CBS. And yeah, as I said, we became instant friends. I just loved it. Instantly,
because I walked in the newsroom at CBS and I was coming up from Philly. I didn't really know anybody, and here comes this girl with this bright red lipstick, and and how do you ignore that, right? And we have been friends ever since. I've been there. I was there for Between Us Girls, and she was the one who always brought us together. Marquita, folks are telling me that somebody has to let them in. They're in the backstage area. My sister Karen, who I just mentioned, says you have to let folks in the backstage area. Can you get try to?
Oh no, everybody has to be on YouTube. Yeah, but we're the only ones who are in the room. Okay. But there are a couple of the Ageless Glamour Girls that we're going to bring in. Charlie too, are not able to get in. And
Marquita, everybody's got to be on Facebook Live. We're on Facebook Live.
Right, you got to be on Facebook Live. Right,
YouTube or Facebook Live.
Sorry, YouTube Live. No, YouTube Live, not Facebook. YouTube Live.
No, it's on Facebook Live. I've got it up right now.
Okay. Or Facebook. It's Ageless Glamour Girls on Facebook.
It's at the Ageless Glamour Girls on Facebook. Yep.
Okay. I thought it was on YouTube.
Shows you it's on both.
It's on both, but some people can't seem to access.
Oh, it is on both. Okay.
Yes, it's on YouTube as well.
Okay. Good. Because I didn't want to put it just on Facebook or Instagram because everybody is not on social media. But at least people can Google, Ageless Glamour Girls podcast. I mean, not podcast, YouTube channel and get there quickly. So yeah, okay, we got it all together. All right, I want to tell you guys something right quick. One of the Ageless Glamour Girls who wasn't able to come tonight, Leah Irene Victoria Enge. She's like, I have to read this to you. She's like, hello, ladies, this is Leah. I am watching, but I am going to work. She's a traveling nurse. She works so hard. I love her. She's like, I will join next time. All right, we're gonna hold you to that, Leah, next time. All right, thank you. I just had to give that shout out to Leah. Thank you. All right. Go ahead, Pat. You good? You're
okay. Yep. Well, so speaking of you mentioned the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh yeah. There's
all right. So why don't we take a look at? Did we complete that task, Marquita? The intro to the podcast. Are we going to do that?
Oh, you mean talking about the podcast?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll do the podcast.
The invitation to the podcast.
Yes.
Would you like to do that?
I have a podcast and I keep trying to push it out. We're in season 3. I just launched the first episode in December, and it was on scams that impact older women, especially over the holiday period. And I was determined to get that out. And even though I wasn't prepared to launch season 3, I wanted to get that out to help as many women as I can with that process. And then fast forward, my last episode was last week. with Jermaine Biller Summers. She's the publisher who published this book, Ageless Glamour Girls, Reflections on Aging. And here it is. Yeah. So Jermaine came to me and says, hey, I know about your brand. She's like, this will make a great anthology. So I said, okay, let's do this. And I have to tell you a quick backstory.
Okay.
I guess about 3 years ago, it came out. Chandra Rhimes had a book that came out. It's called A Year of Yes, right? And she said her sister noticed that when people would invite her to something, she always like, no. So I'm like, wait a minute, I do the same thing. So I made up my mind last year, I think it was. I said, okay, I'm just going to start accepting stuff. Let's go for it. Let's get this. And so I think it was Charles said, oh, you should really be doing a podcast. I'm like, okay, let's do a podcast. And then when I met Jermaine, she's like, oh, this will make a great anthology. I'm like, okay, cool, let's do it. And so like I'm celebrating my year of yes, or my years of yes.
Yay!
Getting back to the podcast, but I digress. Getting back to the podcast, we celebrate women. We cover everything. Self-care tips for caregivers. How to find your bliss, how to get your groove back. Yeah, that was a popular one. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I digress. We did something on how to find a job after 50. Siriaka has been on the podcast with her show. With her brand. Dion has been on the podcast. Let's see who else. Oh, Melinda has been on the podcast, and Karen and Cheryl and Lisa. You see how this goes, right? Because once a month or whenever I can, I have what I call the Ageless Chat Fest. And it's 3 or 4 women who just talk about this ageless aging journey. And I love those. I have to have another one soon. I have to have
Please do.
Yeah. So that's the podcast. We do serious stuff and we do, fun stuff as well. The whole game is to get the word out, to embrace women, to help us get through this tricky, but challenging, invigorating journey, right? And the only thing that's off limits is politics. I'm like, no politics.
No what? What's off limits?
No politics.
Oh, no politics.
No politics.
I understand.
And we don't,
politics and menopause.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Menopause. Oh, yeah. Menopause. But not too much religion either. But so that's it for me. So Ageless Glamour Girls Podcast. We're on most platforms. It's hosted by Buzzsprout. As a matter of fact, Buzzsprout sent me to Podfest last week, a conference. I never heard of Podfest, but I was so happy I went. They celebrated 10 years. And I'm like, thank you, Buzzsprout. So those posts will come out next week. And it's so cool because I met a lot of Ageless Glamour Girls who have podcasts. So I just went, hey, this is who I am. Who are you? Sort of like that. So that's going to come out next week. Yay. And somebody just Ageless Cafe. Since we talked about the brand, we have the Ageless Cafe. We call that the chat arm of Ageless Glamour Girls. It's a private Facebook page, whatever, private, but join, come on. We would love to see you in the Ageless Cafe. A lot of our members right here as well. We post about everything, whatever. Finances. Oh, dry January, which for most of us, it was dryest January. See? So yeah. And so I'm doing February dryish February.
Cheers, Cheryl. Dry January.
Cheers.
Did any of you do dry January? Any of us? Who did dry January?
I did. I had 2 drinks in January. I had 2 drinks. That's it.
Can we unmute our friends? I like to hear them as part of the conversation. You guys unmute yourselves because you're part of this chat. So please chat with us. Why didn't you do dry January?
Because I wasn't gonna lie to myself.
I like Lisa's idea.
Oh my God, Lisa.
That's why I didn't do dry January, because mine is good. I don't know.
I tell you what, no, seriously. When I first did, dry January, I guess about 2 or 3 years ago, I think, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I first did dry January in the Ageless Cafe, and everybody's like, okay, yeah. But each year it's like, no, girl, you crazy. No, thank you. I'm not going to be participating this year. So I'm like, okay, I get it. So I had 2 drinks, and I'm trying to do driest February. So we'll see how that goes.
For all of January, you had 2 drinks?
Yep, January. Yeah.
I did a dry Tuesday.
One day.
I did too.
I'm being facetious, but honestly, it's like sometimes, we all have our days, right? And my little glass of Chardonnay at the end of the day is this little Okay. Yes.
Sparkling
It's a
water.
little glass of Chardonnay.
Yeah.
It just helps me unwind. And I drink water, and I try to take care of myself. And so I think that's my reward for getting through a really difficult day. Look at you. She's got. I'll go get mine, but it's on the other side of the room, and I don't want to leave the place.
And it's like, look at Syriac. It's like almost everybody you know is going through something right now, right?
Oh,
ooh, somebody's asking how is dating after 50. One of that's coming up on a podcast.
I'm married, so let's ask one of the single women on here.
The single ladies. Oh, the single ladies.
Dry January.
Oh wow!
We're gonna have to start a
double entendre there.
We're gonna have to
oh my God!
I know. Every time you say Glamour Girl,
I love these women. You hear me? I love.
What'd you say, Cheryl?
I said we're gonna have to start a drinking game every time you say Ageless Glamour Girl. We're gonna have to take a sip.
Oh, that's a great idea.
You just said it, right? Okay.
That's why I brought the bottle.
When Karen was talking about her meeting the women once a month, I have a group a long time. We all work together in some newsroom or something. We started in 2004, March. Once a month, we would get together at a local Mexican restaurant. So we call it our margarita night. And we meet the second Thursday of every month. And if you can make it, fine. If you can't, whatever. But we've been doing it continuously since March of 2004. Nice. Because a friend of mine
20 years.
said everybody always says, oh, let's get together, let's have lunch. You gotta pick a date and you gotta do it. You can't just say like let's just do that ephemeral, like sometime we'll do it. But one of the reasons was she read an article that said women need to have that bond, need to get together and talk. You need to have that part of your life that you cannot close that off. Even if you're married or living away.
Exactly. It's different. It's a different friendship. Right. And I also read something where it says, even if you meet your friends once a week, it's like when you're talking, somebody's going to hug you or touch your hand. And that little touch does wonders for your heart. And so it's all about engagement. And as a matter of fact, Syriaca, I posted something today, Syriaca. Woo, I would love to be a part of that group, but it's too late now because they've been, Syriaca, you tell us the group. They've been together over 50 years?
Over 50 years, many of us. It's 12 of us, and we have been meeting on Zoom every Tuesday since the pandemic started. Some of us are going to China next month. Wow. You know, we have traveled all over the world together. And Pat, I think you know one of them, but I'm not going to mention her name right now. But yeah, we call ourselves the Big Girls.
GIRLZ.
Z with the Z at the end, and we have been with each other through the ups and downs of life. You know, we call our grandchildren our nieces and nephews, and you know, it's like a family. It's like a big family, and we just love each other.
That is amazing. So if you guys get a chance, look at a post I did today. I know I've been doing a gazillion posts this week, especially, this week, just too many. But I did that post on my personal Facebook page, on the Ageless Glamour Girls page on Facebook, and on the Ageless Glamour Girls page on Instagram. So it's really cool. And I say something, Syriaca gave me some information. I put it there. So the pictures are there, and they all have the book. It's the coolest thing there. They all have the book in the shot. Wow. And it's a Zoom shot. It's beautiful. I just love it. Thank you so much, Syriaca.
Thank you. I told them about it, and they all bought it immediately.
Oh, woo!
Nice.
I like that. And
everybody has a story, right? I mean, and Syriaca, you were talking about your international travel. We want to talk about some intergenerational friendships, right? I like one. You know how you get to that point in your life, you're like, I don't need any new friends. I got enough. Helping other people carry their burden. You know, you just have acquaintances but not friends, and then someone comes along, you just bond, and it's like you've got another friend for life, right? Because you can really kind of never have too many. So let's talk a little bit about intergenerational friendships and finding maybe a best friend in your own home. So can you read a little bit from your chapter, Cheryl? Because that's what yours is about, right?
Yes, mine is about my chapter is called My Grand Journey, chapter 9. And it starts with back in 2008, my son and daughter-in-law told me they were going to have a baby, my first grandchild. I remember thinking and saying out loud, I'm not ready to be a grandmother. I'm too young to be a grandmother. I'm not sure that's the reaction they were hoping to get, though. Honestly, I wasn't trying to ruin their joy and make their news all about me, but I guess I was apprehensive because I had some preconceived notions about what it meant to be a grandmother. To me, it meant you were getting old. And old people would view me as being old. I was 49 at the time, and I thought people like friends and coworkers, colleagues would think I was old. Clearly, at that time, I worried too much about what other people thought about me. That's just the top of that story. But speaking of intergenerational friends, I did find a best friend at home. My daughter-in-law, who I mentioned with the baby, she has 2 sons now, but we became great friends. We're great friends. We're best friends. We travel together. We take day trips to like Detroit or Mall of America and to go shopping. We love shopping. We go to New York and we have to go to Macy's at 34th Street because that's the mothership. And Luvvies, I hang out with some of her friends and they're in their 20s.
Whoa.
She's early 40 something. I'm 64. So we are all just like meeting and going out and seeing and learning and loving people who are not in our generation. And I love it because I learn stuff. I learn about, social media.
Wow. Yes, I love that. I love that.
But because friendship means a lot to me, because when I was growing up, my parents always said, friends will ruin you. They will bring you down. Don't have a lot of friends. And I took that to heart. I never had any friends as a child. Not really. I mean, I was born in Jamaica, so I had a big move to New York City when I was 12, and that was a culture shock. But I didn't form a lot of friendships because I really believed them. But, later on, I met people who we clicked, and I'm like, maybe friends aren't so bad. And they're not. Friends are the best because you can share ideas, you can share your whole journey, your whole life, really. And I'm sorry I missed out on that, but I'm making up for it.
Hey, I love it. That's right. That's right.
And you guys, I met Marquita at Black News Channel, and we clicked right away. Right. She always had that red lipstick, and when she told me, "Oh, I have a brand, Ageless Glamour Girls," I'm like, "Oh, a brand? I don't have a brand. What does that mean?"
Ageless Glamour Girls.
So when she told me about the book, I was like, "Oh, wow, what would I write about? Reflections on aging." Of course, I thought of my grandsons. Now I have 5. There are 5.
That's 5.
There are 10 of us in this house. in one house. It's in my chapter. I mentioned it briefly, but
there are like 10 bathrooms. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we have our common areas, but we all have our own rooms that we could go to and chill out and get away from all of them. But 5 grandsons. So clearly, I wish I had a granddaughter, right? Not yet, but we'll see.
Boys.
But yes, 5 boys. The oldest one just turned 15 yesterday. The youngest is 6. So they range in age, and there's some twins in there too. And so, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, I love it. I love it.
But the friendship, I must say that this friendship here with this group of women has been great. We get together, we talk. Everyone has, their own lives, but we all make time to do this, and you learn so much. And now I know all their faces and their names, and that's awesome. One day, right? We're going to get together in person.
One day. But this is a great way to do so in the meantime, which brings me to how I want to talk about our next Galentine, Melinda. And I want Marquita, if you will, tell us, Cheryl was talking about how you find friends along the way, or you discover. How did you meet Melinda?
Girl.
Oh, she's covering her mouth and legs. She's doing the thing. Where were y'all at? Chippendales? Were y'all in the chip? Yes, you were.
What? Oh, did we say Ageless Glamour Girl? Did somebody say Ageless Glamour Girl?
Ageless Glamour. Every time you say that, we toast. Right.
Okay.
Hey, Marquita, to be kind.
A consignment shop, right? And I'm minding my business, being kind of disappointed because there are obviously not a lot of overweight women where I live because they didn't have a lot of plus size stuff in the store, right? And so Miss Melinda walks up to me and we start talking and she's following me around the store. I can find something for you. Let me help you. And so we were talking the whole time and I got ready to go and she came this close to me and she's like, Marquita, we are going to do something big together. I got chills. We're going to do something big together, you and I. It's going to be writing or something. We are going to do something together. I can feel it, Marquita. I can feel it. And I'm like, okay, I like that. And she manifested it. That was what, 3 or 4 years ago. I love it. I mean, love this woman. Oh my God. And I go into the store, and even though she still doesn't have my style quite down, and so she'll like, oh, Marquita, she'll call, oh, I have some stuff. You got to come see it. And I go, I'm like, nope. I hurt her feelings, but I'm like, one day, Melinda, one day you're going to get my style. But she's beautiful stuff, but it's just not for me. But she's beautiful. She's great. She is great at helping women find stuff. And so that's Melinda, who she's like I almost said a chick magnet, a girlfriend magnet. Go ahead.
So the truth comes out.
What you say, Pat?
I was like that, but that brings us to the point. You find friends that you talk to somebody in the grocery store. The young lady I was telling you about before, who I forgot to bring into the chat tonight. Sorry, Chilka. She's my physician said she gives me shots in my backside every month for my allergies, and she's been doing it for 5. And now we're like this. And she's 20 some odd years younger than me, and I adore her. But you can find friends who, you think you get that shot, you want to run out the door. No, we got to sit and chat. So you can find friends anyway. And Melinda, that's part of what your chapter's about. Why don't you read us a line or two?
Want me to read a little bit?
Okay.
Did you want me to read first or talk first?
Whatever you want to do, girl. It's your show.
Well, before I read my chapter, I want to respond to Miss Marquita. When she came in, and I'm going to echo what everybody feels about her and thinks about her. And it's so true. Just lightning strikes, she walks in the room and you know that she's there. And she walked in effervescent and bubbly. And I'm kind of bubbly too. And the two bubbles hit. And it was just like magic. And I like to laugh. I like to have fun. And she just exudes all this beauty and happiness. So it was a wonderful, warm connection from the beginning. And it's very true. I do image consulting for this beautiful, it's an absolutely stunning consignment shop in Florida. And she comes in and she's probably about the only person that I can't find something for. It's true. People come in and maybe they've had a breast reduction, or maybe they've lost weight, or whatever it is. And I'm there to make them feel beautiful. I'm there to serve them. I love serving women and giving them an opportunity to just have a day, to have time for somebody to pamper them. I've been there almost 8 years since I retired.
But you still bring me so much joy when I come.
I was about to say, that was what she gave you.
That's what it was. There were no outfits. But you may have done 1 or 2 items for real. Now that I think about it, No, because where we are, a lot of older women, they like the the moo stuff, and my mother always says, get something fitted, because you and your sister are trying to cover up sin. Stop doing that.
And it also depends on what's in the shop too. I can only show her what's there.
Look bigger when you have bigger stuff. But anyway, yeah, she brings me joy. So that's why I go and I hang out in there. Because it's like,
bring her joy, and hence, I bring her joy, and hence the title of my chapter. Thank you, Marquita. Was Finding My Joy, and I think that's really my middle name. I'm going to change my name to Joy. Anyway, I'm going to read just a little bit about it. Said, even after 43 years, and that refers to my teaching. I taught for 43 years, everything except high school. I taught pre-K, did autism all the way up to master's level education in college. So even after 43 years, my story did not end there. Finally retired and newly divorced after 20 years of marriage, I was uncomfortably back on the single scene and devastated. I was young enough to enjoy my life, but felt as if all my joy had been sucked out of me. I felt depleted. I knew true joy, that feeling of excitement and exhilaration I felt as a child on Christmas morning. I knew that came from within, and I was empty. I knew I needed to heal and recreate myself. With my teaching career over, I needed something else to dedicate my life to. I knew I needed to work on myself to regain my sense of purpose and my sense of self again. And I knew with complete certainty that I needed to dig deep within my soul and find my way back to happiness. I also knew I needed a change of scenery too. So I decided to move to Naples, Florida, where I shared a condo with my sister. There, I would heal my soul and find my joy again. New home, new adventures, new experiences, new people, new hope, and new life. I barely knew anyone in Naples, so this would be a true leap of faith. Nevertheless, off I went.
Good for you. And look what you found. Marquita Curtis Hayes. And no regrets, right?
No regrets. I had wonderful friends in New York. I lived with my mom for 12 years after my divorce, and people would say to me, why don't you go off on your own? And, why are you living with your mom? And I said, where else do you get this experience of being an adult instead of a child with your mother and to enjoy things at that age and at that level? And everybody was always at the house. So it was a social place. But when I came here, I was alone. My sister and I owned the place together, but she wasn't here. So, and this is interesting. I told Marquita this the other day, that just 2 days ago, the very first person that I knew here in Naples walked into the shop, and I hadn't seen her in a couple of years. And it was like a phenomenal reunion. I screamed, we hugged each other. It was wonderful. And we're reconnecting, of course. But the consignment shop is a wonderful place to meet people. I want the women to feel beautiful. I want to greet them. I want them to have a warm, wonderful experience. So I put myself out there. I say hello, and I get involved. I get involved with the people that come in. I've searched out my Italian friends. Like Karen, I joined a group, but it's what you say, Marquita.
Oh no, I'm just laughing if you're Italian. She's like, oh, yeah, it's a great group. You can't join, but it's a great. But they might have
come with me.
I can invite you. I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Right. No. And I can identify with Karen because you went out. You put yourself out there, Karen. I didn't know that about you. That I had no friends here, so I put myself. I worked, and finally I said, no, that's not enough for me. And I joined a group too, and the group was called Pearls, and I almost quit the group before I even gave it a chance. And well, here I am, a second VP now of that group, and I do their activities.
She is so busy all the time. She's so busy all the time,
but it's allowed me to meet people. It's a social group. The other group, the Italian group, is social and charity, which I really like. But the Pearls group is mostly social. So there's so much to do. You have to pick and choose, and you just make your friends through that.
So, and it's like, speaking of
very fortunate.
Making friends, it's like if I go to the grocery store, getting back to your point, Pat, if I go to the cleaners or whatever, and my husband's like, okay, don't tell me. And I come home like 2 hours later, don't tell me you were in the grocery store, you met somebody, and you were in the aisle talking to them for an hour. I'm like, yeah,
that's what we do.
Yeah.
I forgot to invite another friend. The same thing. I was in Home Goods one night, and she had her dog. It was around Christmas, like 3 years ago, during the pandemic. And I have a thing about pillows. I don't know if y'all can see all the pillows on my bed back there. I went the wrong way. Pillows and dogs are my thing, right? So I see this cart full of pillows, and I'm like, oh my God, somebody loves pillows more than me. And then one of the pillows moved. And it was her little dog. And then I was done.
Your two loves.
And then here she comes, like, and we stood there for 2 hours. Yvette Irene is her name. She's a designer. And she lives not far from me. And now we have become dear friends. And she has given me so much. I forgot to invite her tonight because I'm just, I got news time. But
I'd like to say one other thing. I don't know which Ageless Glamour Girl said it. Was it Maria or Lynn? Somebody said, they say, oh, let's get together. But a lot of people won't do it unless you are the stimulus for that. Okay, let's get together. True. Here's the date, or let's go here. And and that really helps formulate and push forward the relationship.
Right.
And sometimes it takes you to do it, you know.
Right. I like that.
Lisa. Lisa, that was.
So speaking of friends, our friend Pat D's in the waiting room, Marquita. If you could let her in, that'd be great.
Oh, before. Wait, 5, 6. Oh, wait. 5, 6. Oh, shoot. Sorry.
There you go.
Is she in?
I don't know.
Not yet.
We've got the controls. So, but I just wanted to
see her.
This is another thing. Like, you know, ageless glamour girls doesn't mean technologically salient and glamour girls. Okay. So we are working our way toward this. So y'all who are watching, be patient. We know I've seen your emails. You can't see your hairs. Maybe the next time we could do a giant Zoom, you know, and everybody can comment. We love seeing your comments though in the comment section, in the private chat. And we so appreciate that. But honestly, this was our first time doing it this way since the launch of the book, which is doing so well. And we're just so proud. Oh, Marquita, there's a potential to win a gift tonight. You want to tell our?
Oh yes, but I was trying to find Pat first.
Oh, you didn't find it yet. I'm stalling until you find her. Did you not?
I don't see her.
Okay.
Pat?
Well,
the other Pat.
I see 2 Marias.
How are you, Pat?
Pat's under Fran. I think Fran Isaac is what the slug is on her.
Fran Isaac is another one of my childhood friends. My sister Karen's childhood friend.
Wow.
So that's not Pat. That's Sissy. She's out west.
I do not see her.
Okay.
Yes.
You see her?
Maybe she
You
had
guys
to
see her?
leave. She was here earlier. I think maybe she had to leave. I'll text her.
Oh, please text her. And Lisa, you're out of focus a little bit.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
Maybe it's the wine. I don't know.
I was going to say it's the wine.
No, or maybe that's how we're seeing you because we've been drinking.
I love this.
Let's put the wine glasses back on.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh,
And I see Miss Lola.
You're good now, Lisa. You're
Okay.
good now.
Thank you.
I want to go
I'm not
back
sure
to
what happened.
something. Back to what somebody. Oh, sorry. Somebody said earlier about having friends of different ages. I remember reading an article years ago. They said you have to have. To somebody's point, you know, the technology. Everybody has a different view of the world, and so why wouldn't you want to have that variety in your life? You know. So I have friends of all ages. I met this young lady in Orlando last weekend at the PodFest, and she's she's like 34, but she's like. All of her best friends are like 50 and 60 years old. And I loved it. And I see why she and I hit it off like that. And she's going to be on the podcast next week too. But yes.
Jermaine is in.
Somebody just came in. Hold on.
I'm sorry. Pat said she had to jump off. She couldn't hear anything. But Jermaine Miller is in watching. She just put a note in our comments section. She's so inspired that she's encouraged to go out and find more friends. You know, Jermaine is our publisher.
Yes. Let's see. How many? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jermaine, you can come in. Let's see. Because I hate that. I'm sorry, I didn't see Pat. Shoot. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have 5 and 4 is 9. So Jermaine, if you want to come in, well, come on in so we can introduce you. Yes.
So here's a cool question on the comments. If you could talk to your younger self, what would you say?
Ooh, that's a good one. That was good.
I would say go get a group of girls and be friends with them. I've never had a group of girlfriends. I've never had a group that I was a part of. And I will tell you, we call ourselves the Mamacitas. And
the Margarita group.
You know what I would tell myself? Because I always felt on the outside. I never was kind of like everybody else doing the same things. And I would tell myself, my younger self, it's going to be okay. Just be who you are. It's going to be okay. You're all good.
Yeah.
Just on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, she's okay.
Yeah, my advice would be don't be afraid to be bold.
I like that. I like that too. Wow.
What was your emboldening move, Dion?
Well, seeing that I was a little shy child and because a lot of things going on in my childhood, I didn't really, I guess my boldness was joining the military. I left college like my first year and just joined the military because I just wanted something different and not the path that everybody thought that I should take. So I veered off the path that everyone thought I should take. And it was a great fit for me.
And I was thinking just now when somebody, the strength that we have today and the self-confidence. And it's like the young girls that are coming up today, they have it so much tougher because of social media, and their self-confidence. So every chance you get, just bring somebody else up, talk to them, them, be okay. Yes. Because it's tough out there. It really is tough for them, especially. A lot of us have gotten up the hump, but like I said earlier, everybody's going through something every day. And it's like in the caregiving world, oh my goodness, it's like if you might be the person being cared for, your husband, you may have to take care of your husband, your child, your parents, your siblings. You never know, and that's who we are. And I have to tell you guys this is not a good thing, but I should tell you anyway. I was reading this article because that's what I do. It was talking about the next 5 to 10 years, or maybe even 2 years, I don't know. But they said, there's so many people aging, and there's fewer people taking care of us until there's going to be a shortage of caregivers, of nursing homes. And just keep that in mind. And that's why we talk about an Ageless Cafe, stuff to try to keep you together. You see how I put that at the end?
No, that's good. But it's so funny you should say that. My friend Anna, who I was telling you about earlier, Anna Brown, she and I were talking the other day about, and my sisters and I have talked about, one of my two sisters, we've talked about building a community. Where do we retire? Do we need to all retire to the same area so we can take care of each other? Most of us are either divorced or single, and we need to take care of each other. So where can we all go that we can afford to live within a certain proximity? So when I have an emergency, somebody's there. When I have the doctor's appointments and I can't drive because my hips are hurting or whatever it is, right. Who's going to take me? We've talked about that supportive community of us, because that is just right. I see Lisa's nodding her head. You've had those discussions with your friends too?
Oh yeah. I mean, and I saw it happen with my parents, because I ended up being basically a caregiver for my father after my mother passed.
Right.
And I'm Armenian. Our ethnic group, the extended family, is very important. And so you tap into your family and your friends to help you out. Because if you work, which I did that, I do now, if I needed to get dad to the doctor, what happened? If I couldn't take the day off, things like that. So you reach out to your church friends, or you reach out to, some of your lifelong friends who also know your parents, who they feel comfortable with. I mean, but I talked with other friends who had gone through that road before me. And that advice, that sharing is really important. It's don't be afraid to ask the question.
You have to, especially at our ageless glamour girlness.
Time again,
scared to ask the questions. And to talk to each other about it. And it's frightening, but it becomes less frightening when you know that there are other people thinking along the same lines who are willing to go on that part of the journey with you. Right. Do we buy a compound, a farm? Do we all live in the same ageless glamour girl living
space? Right.
Oh yeah. You're killing us here. Okay.
Do we actually buy a compound for Ageless Glamour Girls?
Ooh.
Living Ageless Glamour Girls?
Ooh. I told you that.
Somebody start a GoFundMe.
Me and my girlfriends are about to talk about that.
We need some grants. We need some grants up in here to keep this going, to push it out.
I mentioned that Ageless Glamour Girls is recruiting ladies for volume 2 of the book.
Oh, that's right. That's right. There will be a volume 2. So come on down. Everybody has a story to tell, especially once you get 50, you have a story to tell. Come on.
Don't forget to mention,
once you turn 50, you're automatically an Ageless Glamour Girls. Like my publisher, Jermaine Miller, always says, thank you for that, Jermaine. Yes, Jermaine, she's great. She held our hand through this whole, journey. And it didn't take long. It didn't take that long. She's great. And I recruited, and she walked me through it. And I'm just so blessed, because I'm just going to go right quick. So Lisa and I grew up in television together at CBS in St. Louis. Lisa was in sports and I was in news. Yeah. And in Syriaca, I met on Instagram, #InstaFriend. I love it. Yeah. Karen, I met as we talked about earlier, at CBS in New York. And she was an editor. I was a writer. And then Miss Maria, I met back in New York. We formed a group called Black Media Women. And we would hold these monthly brunches, right? And one of those brunches, Halle Berry came, right? And she I think she had 1 or 2 movies up under her belt. And so she and I talked, and I still have a card where she told me to call her. This is what I'm going to save this story for another day, but yeah, it's some good stuff. Yeah, Halle Berry and I, we should have been friends. But
You are friends.
I didn't had no follow through, so I'm trying to get rid of that. Maria, you're muted. Now, Cheryl and I worked at BNC. We were both senior producers on the show. We just bonded right away. Pat Battle, we already talked about that. New York, same place, CBS with Karen. Melinda, we already talked about Melinda. And who else is on here? Let's see. Dion's not here. Dion and I is another one of my Insta friends. Because there's a nice, back in the day when I started Ageless Glamour Girls, there wasn't a lot of groups of that target or cater that celebrate older women on Instagram.
Right.
And so so we would follow each other and stuff. And so that's how I met Sariaka. And so yeah. Now I want to get to my sponsors because they rock. And I'm gonna start with, if you guys don't know this brand, you have to get to know it. Makeup by Rory Lee. All right, this is one of the items that's in the gift bag. Okay.
Oh, you got to tell them about the gift bag.
Yes, hurry. We've got like a minute.
Here's some good stuff right here. And I didn't even open it or put it on anything. The beautiful lipstick and some powder. And then we have something from Maria with Little Black Dog Productions. Maria, you want to tell us about that gift? Unmute. Yeah.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Maria. Can't hear you.
Oh,
okay. I'll have to tell.
Yeah, Marquita, why don't you tell us?
Yes, Hand and Stone. I think it's a $75 gift certificate for Hand and Stone. Thank you so much, Maria. And Little Black Dog Productions. Oh my gosh, Dion is gone. So Dion has donated some lube. Yeah, baby, some lube, CBD oil lube. Yeah. So thank you so much for that, Dion. What else? A good friend of mine. Huh? What'd you say?
Tell everyone how they can get this gift bag.
Oh, I am. And then there's some turmeric and some Shanti, which both help you sleep. That's from my friend Karam Haji's company, Nutricin. And there's some more stuff in the bags. And of course, I had to put my companies in as sponsors: Purple Tulip Media, the Aces Cafe, Purple Lucy. I have to give it a plug. I have to. Purple Lucy. This is where I got these earrings. We got stuff from Rwanda. PurpleLucy.com if you want to check it out. We love Rwanda, and so that's my online store. Here's some earrings. I was going to change, like you change clothes, but I was going to change earrings. Okay, that was a plug right there. Now we're going to give away a gift basket. And if you guys follow us on social media, you'll see that we gave away a really nice gift basket last few weeks ago. A young lady in St. Louis. And that worked out beautifully because Marion, one of our Ageless Glamour Girls, she's really designs great gifts. And she and Lisa, it happened to be one of Lisa's friends. So I'm like, so I would love it for the next person to be in St. Louis because you all did such a great job with that, Lisa. But in order to win, you have to send us an email at info@agelessglamourgirls.com. info@agelessglamourgirls.com. And then we're going to do a random drawing for that. And the deadline, I think, is either Friday or Saturday. So get that in because there's more stuff to come that's in that bag. But thank you, Rory. Thank you so much, Rory. Rory and I used to work together. She has a great not-for-profit that helps young ladies out, by the way. Pat, remember that great question we had that blew our minds from Pew?
Oh, the Pew Research Group, the percentage of people. Yes. It was more of a statement. What percentage of adults say that having close friends is essential to living a fulfilling life? That question?
Yeah, according to Pew Research. Right.
Anybody want to take a quick guess? What percentage of adults believe that having close friends is essential to living a fulfilling life? 40%? 50%?
More.
Probably 60%. 70 something.
61, close enough, right? And that's more than people who cited marriage, children, or money. More people believe that having close friends is important than believe having children, having a spouse, or having money. So that's how valuable this conversation is. And we hope that everybody listening can turn to their friends and say, wow, I appreciate you. And I want you to know how much I appreciate you, you ageless glamour girl.
Oh, okay. We're over, but you know.
Now we're about 3 minutes over, which is about just 1 minute over because we started 2 minutes late. Do the math.
Exactly. Wait, I have to give Rory.
Our math is right.
Black hole. I have to give Lori. Lori, look at this.
Put lipstick.
We need a refresher.
Red carpet red. Rory Lee.
I found mine too.
There you go. Because you got to have your.
How we should end them every time.
There you go. So we're going to do this again soon, March the 1st for Ageless Glamour Girls Day, right? The start of Women's History Month.
It's not official, but it's official in our world.
We're going to make it happen. We're going to get some better technology so that you all can join in. And until then, please follow us on Facebook at the Ageless Cafe, right, Marquita?
Yes, someone is asking that email address again, info@agelessglamourgirls.com. info@agelessglamourgirls.com, and put in the subject line Galentine's Day, and give us your name and to be in the drawing, and hope you got that. Of course, next month is Women's History Month, and so that's why we decided on the first of the month, March 1st, to do Ageless Glamour Girls Day. So we'll be back, and so you'll hear other of our wonderful authors read their books. In the meantime, go to Amazon and get your book. And, sorry.
Oh, Marquita, how can
once you read it, then you can ask the women on here about it.
Get your book.
Yes.
And how can people contribute if they would like to be a contributor to the next book? We'll talk about that on March 1st.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll talk about that. But Jermaine is ready to go, and so we can do volume 2, and we already have some people on there. As a matter of fact, Melinda is going to be on there again. And so we look forward to it. 50 up, and hopefully next time our oldest glamour girl will be in. Sandy, we miss you, Sandy Badass. She wasn't able to join us tonight. She's in her 80s. Love Sandy. We'll see you on March 1st. And in the meantime, go to Ageless Cafe and join the cafe, a private group on Facebook. Download, the podcast, Ageless Glamour Girls Podcast, hosted by Buzzsprout, but it's on most podcasting platforms. Follow us on Instagram.
Happy Galentine's Day.
For you, baby. Yay. I love these ladies. When I tell you I love these ladies, they are fierce. You hear me? Okay. I love them.
We love you, girl.
Day.
Show some Ageless Glamour Girls some love. Yay! Oh, and the t-shirts, I promise they will be available starting in a week in the Ageless Glamour Girls Boutique.
Hey.
Ageless Glamour Girls Boutique.
Love it. With the red lipstick. Mwah.
Red is neutral, right? It is neutral. I tell you, right?
Neutral.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you all.
Love you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
We don't want to go. We just
don't want to go. Good night.
I think we have to stay on.
Yes, we do.
I
forgot to tease that was coming.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. Oh,
Very nice. Very nice.
I think your audio is still going out, ladies. I think the audio is still going out over the pictures.
Oh, cool. We're still here. Oh, there's my brother. Woo! Hey, Dino. Oh, there is some music. Okay. I love this. Thank you, everybody. Oh my gosh. And the text with the books. Well, there's Pat. We miss you, Pat.
Oh, very nice.
That's the other gift. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, that's the last gift. Yeah. This Instagram reel, so we're gonna see some reviews. But wait, there's more. Oh, there they are. All right. Oh. Tell me whose chapter she's reading. Sure. Sponsors, yay!